Freedom 35, 5, 5, 5.
Dude, start the podcast.
Wow.
Welcome, everybody. Freedom 35ers, Cardano NFT podcast. My name is Tommy. I go by TLWNY.
My name is TJ. I go by Lazy T.
And I am the other Tom. I go by Lavish Bear.
And what is up, everybody? How's it going?
What is up? Too bad. You know, Wednesday, halfway through the week.
Is it Wednesday?
Hey, hump day?
I mean, shit, Friday. It's the end of the week. I'm excited. It's Friday.
Oh, it's not hump day, TJ. It is Friday. Yeah, I need, you know what? Dude, that would be a great soundboard. A good little Rebecca Black.
Stop
It's
it.
Friday.
I talked about that before.
I'm so glad you don't have
We've
that.
done that so many different times too inside of space, but no, guys, another week, another episode, another podcast.
Another podcast.
Another one.
Yo, 2024, we kicked off Monday night. Pretty fun, man. Actually, I went back and listened back to the stream. You guys have fun? I feel like we started off very strong, kind of set the bar too high. I feel like
We did. I mean, especially with all, like, I think I told you guys off stream that for a moment I got slightly nervous again, or like butterflies, I guess you could call it, because how many people were already in chat before we even started. I was like, man, this is pretty cool. We're doing this tonight because we haven't done it in a while, so it felt good.
I was gonna say it wasn't like it ramped up or we had like someone come in, a guest or anything like that. It was before it. I think Tommy, yeah, blame it on Tommy, TJ. Because we were like ready to go. We were all laid back and calm, and Tommy, you're just like, there's 400 people in the chat right now ready to watch.
like wake the fuck up, everybody.
Oh, shit, fuck. I'm not ready for that. There is. I mean, it wasn't
Wake up.
fun, but
No, we kicked off 2024 fun, man. It was a fun live stream. I was about to hit the bum. Instead, we're not going to do that to your ears tonight. Instead, we're going to soothe your ears a little bit tonight. If you guys are picking it up, what we're putting down in the background now, I got a little background music for the podcast. Trying it out. See how it goes. Let us know in the comments below if you guys enjoy this or if you hate it. Either way, we're still gonna
while
do
you're
what we
there,
want.
though, real quick, smash that like button, hit that sub button, and hit that share button. It's only a few clicks, and it helps out tremendously. You know, thank
100%. You. We did a lot of new little first. We had a debuted a new little background, which not using that background right now. We'll improve upon it, and I think you guys are TJ. I know you said you're working on yours. Tom, same thing. I
already have my bookcase with stuff on. I just have to literally move my desk so you can see everything. I have my wall set up and everything just ready to go. I just gotta move my desk.
It's easy enough. And then Tom, what about you?
yeah, I mean, I got my Christmas tree still up. I just got to put that away finally, and I think we're pretty much set.
I finally put the Christmas shit away, dude. I was so happy to see it gone.
Oh, you know what? I got forced into doing that the first weekend when we got back. Just that thing had to go in the attic. Didn't fit in the box. We bought a brand new one this year because we're in a new house. Stuffed it in the box, had to tape it shut because it definitely didn't fit in there. And then it didn't fit into the attic because the box is wider than what it originally was. So I had to do like way too much maneuvering.
An angle up there, yeah.
Yeah, it's pain. I don't know if it's coming out. Probably just have to throw it down.
Yeah, see, I did a real impulsive Christmas tree purchase this year. I didn't have one from before. We used to have one in our old apartment with my roommates, but I just decided, like, I'm gonna buy one. Why not? They're like $35 for like a shitty cheap one with the lights already on it. And then of course I'm dumbass and threw the box away, and then didn't think, what the fuck am I gonna do with this afterwards? So it's still up, so I'm not sure. I think I actually figured
it could be
it
a
out.
seasonal tree.
You need to get
Valentine's Day, Easter, Halloween.
Put it on my porch and use it as like a light at night.
Hey,
Night at night?
We're only 6 months away from Christmas in July, so it's not too far off.
Half Christmas?
Half Christmas.
Christmas.
Get a kegnog, keg full of eggnog. Good time.
Yeah, that sounds.
It's like the first episode of Workaholics. You don't remember that?
I'm just watching our reaction of a reaction while we're still talking over here. But yeah, if you guys are still interested in a live stream recap, we did jump into Monday night over here. We had like 60 plus people, and big shout out to the OMEN community, which you can kind of see on screen a little bit right now. They showed up. Shout out to Nemo, Cardano, Poppy, tons of people inside the chat. But this is definitely a project that has kind of taken over the NFT scene on Cardano lately, which has ventured Crosschain and has already done over $1 million in secondary volume right now, which is very impressive in the market we're in for NFTs. So I'm excited for OMEN, man. I know we followed up
Me
and did a
too.
very big deep dive. Like, if you guys are interested in what OMEN is and what the rewards and why people are excited for it, definitely go back and check out Monday night's podcast or live stream. And outside of that, it's going to be interesting what they do, because they mentioned they're doing like rarities and things like that, where the first one was kind of like an equal distribution for that paper hands tax. So like whatever their secondary sales were, didn't matter what OMEN you held, everybody got back 8.6 ADA they could claim for each NFT they held. Going forward though, they're going to start implementing like rarity rankings, different trait like by weight. So if you hold something rare, it may earn a little bit more than somebody else's, which is going to be interesting too. And on top of that, I don't know where the mechanics go. Like, you can get bonuses for hanging on longer. The cool part about it too is that like the floor is starting to drop a little bit right now. Like, I think we're sitting at what 329 floor here as of Wednesday, the 10th of January. So this will be good, because if trading picks up, all the people who are staked at the moment will go ahead and earn a little bit more ADA.
Well, I mean, Aviva posted like about it too, saying it's a good opportunity on both ends, like good opportunity for people who are already staking and holding, and a good opportunity for people to try to get in the project now because the price is getting a little lower. So you can look at it from kind of both lenses in a sense. Yep.
Yeah. Like what one aspect of it is you're like, yes, price dropping, I get more OMENs, right? And then the other person's like, thank God this price is dropping. Everybody's trading a little bit more. I'm earning more for the OMENs I hold.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, it's a cool system, man. They definitely changed the way people are probably going to approach NFTs on Cardano. I wouldn't be surprised that some new projects that launch this year are going to instantly replicate this model, maybe even some existing ones, to try to just generate some hype and ways to like get back to holders. I think they were smart about it, because the art, they can lean on the art. Like, everybody's excited for the artwork. That's one thing that drew everybody in. The other cool part is that a lot of times, like, projects spend all this time, all this money, all these resources to have something that people, a way to give back to the holders for holding their stuff. Whereas they just were like, made it as simple as could be. Like, look, people like ADA, we'll give it back to them. This is all you got to do is hold on to it. And then for everything else that gets traded after the fact, we made our money on the front end. You guys take what's on the back. And all you got to do is just hang out.
Smart model, great art for a PFP, and also gives you return on your investment. That's literally what people are looking for when it comes to an NFT project. Most of us, honestly, that's really what it is.
They're very in tune with the community, I think.
Well, I think it's impressive just how long we've been in the space. You know, on year 3 right now, and we're still seeing something that is unique or different to us, with just the way that they're giving things back. You know, you've seen projects try and do things like that. And set those limits, or try and figure out those sneaky ways to get people to hold on post sale. And they kind of nailed it better than most of the ones that we see at least attempted.
Which is so crazy, because it's like it's been right in front of our face, like the idea. We just never like thought of it. Obviously, it's like so simple.
Projects that have done something similar, just for, you know, with them, the timing, sometimes it just sticks. You know, it's one of those things where, you know, someone could have done this exact thing and we just never even heard of the project, and they just never got minted because they just didn't get the hype because of the art. So like everything kind of came together as one, with the art and the team, and then what they're giving back to the community right now. The timing of the launch, just at the end of the year, with not a lot of other things going on, it all kind of worked out perfect for them. They really either got lucky or, you know, planned it out really well.
Yeah, I honestly think their execution was flawless, and I think that they were in tune enough with the community, because this project's been around for 2 years prior to the actual 10,000 mint. They consolidated all the different collections that Pneumonium had to make this. So it's definitely not like, hey, who are these brand new people? Like, they've been here, they're part of the community, they know what people want, and it shows. Like, their plan they had for this, it was executed perfectly. They hired an artist who did dope art, people vibed with it, they have a way to get back to holders. And from here, I mean, I can't imagine that they were smart enough to do this on the front end. I'm sure they got something else lined up on the other side where it'll be fun to kind of watch them as they grow. I definitely think it's one of those as far as like a 10K collection on Cardano, I think they will cement themselves up there this year into 2024. I definitely think they'll be one of the top collections, unless something crazy happens where they just like instantly like nuke it. I can't imagine that happening.
I agree, absolutely.
And with just how successful they've been, you know, be surprised to see them do that, because why would they? You know, why not continue that success? I mean, they have a lot of opportunity now to do a lot of different things and be even more successful. So yeah,
that's one thing nobody really asked them for either. It's like, hey, why are you guys asking for so much money? It's like, well, what do they really know? And that's a good and a bad thing inside the space, right? Like, you want to know where the money's going, and outside of that, that gives them the opportunity to really do something cool with that kind of funding right now too. So we'll see. Big shout out to OMEN over there. Shout out to, like I said, Pneumonium for showing up in chat the other night. Shout out to Viva for reposting. Good to see everybody kind of just reconnecting, and NFTs kind of getting a little bit of the limelight lately. But outside of that, man, I guess we could shift a little bit because it'll kind of set the tone for a little bit later inside the night. But I thought this was a hilarious debacle that happened this week. I literally felt like something out of a movie. I'm sure they'll make movies about this.
I guarantee it'll be a South Park episode.
Dude, Bitcoin ETF over here yesterday, which was Tuesday, January 9th.
3 days ago.
Yeah, no, but I'm talking about that when we're recording this, January 9th is when we got the first tweet over from the SEC itself that said, guys, you know what? Bitcoin spot ETF is approved. Go ahead and trade whatever the hell. Everything was, whatever their disclaimer they gave you, it looked legit, right? They had Gary Gensler's face on it. Everybody started freaking out. I was in a space with L and Esco and Congo and a bunch of other people inside it. They're just hanging out, and all of a sudden I see the announcement, and I'm like, yo, that's not real. And then they were like, no, it's actually real. Here it is, because the tweet has been since deleted here, but this is what it was. It was that the SEC grants approval for Bitcoin ETFs for listing on all registered national securities exchanges. The approved Bitcoin ETFs will be subject to ongoing surveillance and compliance measures to ensure continued investor protection. It put Gary's face here, made it look legit, right? Like, put a little quote. People start freaking the fuck out, right? This is at 4:15 p.m. I think I posted that on that Tuesday, and everybody's freaking out. And then literally 15 minutes later, another tweet comes out from Gary Gensler that says the SEC Twitter account was compromised and an unauthorized tweet was posted. The SEC has not approved the listing and trading of spot Bitcoin exchange traded products. And everybody's like, wait, hold the fuck up. You gotta be kidding me. Is Gary hacked right now?
Yeah.
He's gotta be hacked. Like, who the fuck, like, who do you believe right now? Like, I've never seen Bitcoin. It jumped like from like 44. It went to like 48,000 down to like 44,000, and it started trading like a meme coin for a quick sec. It was one of the craziest things I've seen. Well, I didn't know why they were freaking out though, because I don't think a lot of people did. But I'm sure people who had a little bit of information ahead of time were like, "Yo, that's not right." That's why it started fluctuating the way that it did.
Yeah, because you hear that, and then you're like, okay, now this account's coming out and saying it's fake. Gary Gensler, like, when you think of like an individual's account versus like this is like a government agency's account, there's no way the SEC account was like hacked. It must be Gary Gensler's account that was hacked. Like, people fuck up, lose their phone, whatever, for people to get access. Like, would the SEC lose their phone? Like, how the hell does someone get into that? So definitely
makes no sense, right?
Yeah, it's like there's no way, like, like the FBI lost their Twitter account.
It's like, they preach about the security and making sure that people are safe in anything they do, and here they are, they don't even have like two-factor authentication like turned on for whoever had the phone number for that.
That's what I saw a lot of that. It was like they're trying to protect people from I guess like financial fraud or getting like screwed over and ripped off, and they can't even protect their own Twitter account.
It doesn't make any sense though. Like, it was like a script that you couldn't, like, anything better that you couldn't write. Like, it made no sense. Like, this is how this is a joke. And when people were talking about like insider trading and just like how fucked up like the governments are, and it just, I don't know, man. We're
just even the power of social media too, like what that even does in this space, or just in general, like the power of social media has on us as a society, just by one tweet that went out that just threw people into a panic, excitement, then panic of what was going on.
Some people made like a lot of money during that period.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. Imagine like for us, right? You put $100 on something and it goes up and down like that, whatever. But for people who are putting millions of dollars in that, like the amount of money that swung for them, or potentially that they were able to like leverage, I couldn't imagine, man. Yeah, this felt ridiculous. Over here, I think I made a couple memes for us. I was trying to get us a little bit of a just social media presence over
Ace
here.
Ventura one was perfect that you made.
Yeah, you capitalize on stuff like that, right? I think, yeah, it's
Absolutely.
ETF approved, ETF not approved. But the best part about this was people were digging up tweets from the SEC. This is back from October 16th last year. Said, careful what you read on the internet. The best source of information about the SEC is the SEC. It's just like, this is a movie right now. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
Jim Carrey doing that.
Yeah, like, it doesn't make any sense. And I don't know. Twitter did confirm with their like X account or something, with their security account, that they were compromised. Somebody got in through some sort of like two-factor authentication, or whatever the hell it is. Too fucked, dude. Yeah, no, it was funny. It was just one of those things. And like you said, Bitcoin was just trading wild for a quick sec. Like you said, this is what, the 9th we were talking about this, where you see how steady it is, right? Like, we're just chilling, and then boom, just dropped out of nowhere. Everyone panic. Yeah, it was just like, and then it shot back up and it dropped even more. And then finally today, I think we've kind of recovered on this Wednesday around 46,000.
When they're all the Office episode. Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
The fire's shooting at us.
And Dwight's just standing there like, go here. We'll check this.
Door's hot.
Yep, door's hot. Yeah. Everybody starts just throwing chairs out the window.
Well, Michael just starts screaming, "Every man for himself." Like, at first they're trying, he's like, Dwight's trying to keep them calm. It's the whole point of like the exercise, I guess, or whatever. And yeah, he's just like, every man for himself.
It's crazy. But yeah, like I said, I hadn't seen Bitcoin move like that in a while. And whether people were trying to get in or not, it definitely feels a little sketch. But long term, what this means, though, I think for just crypto in general, is that this has, I mean, I don't know, this bullish, I guess, right? That's the sentiment that everybody has about this, is the fact that now big corporations, especially over in the US, can legally trade Bitcoin through these ETFs, and it brings in trillions of dollars into crypto. I don't know how true this was. I saw somebody tweet about it where they're like, they don't endorse Bitcoin itself, but they endorse the Bitcoin ETF. So I don't know. I have to dig into that. I don't know if I just like tweet somebody's trolling a little bit or not, but it's definitely solidifies that crypto is not going anywhere, right? Like, when the governments and SEC have now approved something like this, that means that we couldn't beat it. We got to regulate it now to get our hands on it. And it's not going anywhere. So I think long term, this is just one stepping stone to the broader like crypto ecosystem eventually taking over or having a major part throughout the world, bigger than it already does right now.
I wouldn't be surprised if we saw like a cryptocurrency for every country. That, like, we have obviously the dollar for the United States, the euros for across the seas, like that. I just wouldn't be surprised if there was a token, maybe even a world token, that would be approved, that everyone could use, that would fluctuate.
I mean, I think that's the goal of a lot of the coins, is to be adopted as like, by the countries as the top one. I know that's when we were back in XRP, Tommy, that was like the big reason I liked that one at the time, was because it was main function was meant to be, for international like bank transfers and for international like just currency in general, because it could be so much faster than those kind of traditional transfers as it was. It will be, interesting to see as these get maybe hopefully more stable too. You know what I mean? They're not going to all get to that Bitcoin level, obviously, and we've looked at the math on some of it's not possible based on just how the coin was made and the amount in actual in the market. But just getting to them to a stable point where they can be relied on as a kind of real currency. Yeah.
No, I think with whether it's USDC, USDT, or any other of these stable coins, anything that's backed by the US dollar, backed by whatever country's national currency is, or whether it be BRICS or something like that, right? What everybody's trying to get away from the dollar, it sounds like. And the US obviously is going to go ahead and make sure that doesn't happen, or to the best of their ability. But the fact of the matter is that crypto is going to be a part of whatever our financial system is. And it's proven that it's an effective system outside of, people want the transparency that that we've been missing from our banks. Like, if you think about it, I saw a great video, or multiple videos, but basically saying that, like, if you go open an account that like they retain 10% of whatever it is that you have in your bank account, and the rest of it gets loaned out. And then when somebody opens another bank account, the same thing happens. So eventually it's
100%.
like they just have so much float, and not nearly you can. If everybody walked in there and were like, I want my money, they couldn't give that to you, and that would never actually happen. And it's just all a big, when you think about it, they got their own little Ponzi scheme going on. And I think that's why, like, you know, people compare it with crypto. It's like they try to artificially do it. And it's like, if you really dive into the depths of what we really have as a financial system right now, at least inside the United States, and I'm assuming a lot of governments are the same way, probably even worse, is that it's all fixed, and it's the game's against us right now. And it's the whole part of this crypto revolution is the fact that you get to you bank yourself. You have control.
You do, but there's still not a way to like pull out that money without going through a bank, unfortunately. Unless there's a way, I don't know. I'm just saying there's.
But the whole goal of that, right, is that you don't need to do that.
Right, I get it. That's what I'm saying. But there's nothing. There's not a lot of businesses,
not paying your mortgage,
places, exactly, that are accepting.
What if my mortgage expects, hey, we take payment in Bitcoin through the blockchain and our website, right?
That'd be great, but they don't do it yet.
Yeah, there's no way it's not stable enough. Like, it's not even close to stable enough, because they're going to get paid, and then the next day it's going to be worth half as much. And they're like, all right, we're out of business now.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. That's just the scary part about banks, though, too, is like we still have to go through them to get to withdraw anything of crypto related at all.
That's still one of my favorite memes from like 10 years ago, when that guy's like in the bar and he's like, I have 500 Bitcoin. And the girl's asking, like, oh, so can you buy us a drink? And he goes, I don't have any real money.
Yeah. Exactly. 100%.
It's my fake internet money. On here, I'm rich, but if I don't want to pull that into fiat yet, what if it goes up, and then it goes down, and then you have nothing, and it's been part of the game. But no, I mean, this is just one of those stepping stones. I feel like right now that's gonna bring in more money, and eventually regulation has to take place for us, at least in the United States, for us to be able to deal with this stuff long term. And it will. I mean, it's all going that route. It's just a matter of how they're gonna, how can they get their hands into it enough to make sure that they control or have influence over it. And it's a tough game. But yeah, shout out to everybody over here fighting the fight over here on the crypto land. Maybe one day, this will pay off.
Hopefully.
To the moon.
Freedom 35.
Freedom 35. What are we talking
about?
Freedom 35.
You got 9 months, Tommy.
I don't know if that's enough time these days, dude.
You be making some plays.
I
have like 78 OMEN.
I don't have 78. We have 50 still. 51 technically. For all the OGs out there. I just got a quick yawn in the middle of that there. This background music is getting me vibey.
Vibey.
It's getting me a little vibey.
Freedom After Dark.
It's been a while.
I used to get some of those episodes going into like 1 a.m.
Remember when we used to start like 8:30? Now we do these 9:30, 10 o'clock, 10:30.
That's where do 30-minute podcast.
At 8:30.
We did like the first 5 episodes. Right?
If there was a guest on, maybe.
But I'm just saying, we used to do some episodes that went after 1 o'clock.
Midnight. Yeah. That was, I don't know what we were doing back then, but we would just literally cover a week's worth of stuff in one video. And not time.
Like I said, we would read through like every there's 9 projects coming out. We are going to read all of these whitelists tonight and do live.
Let's read all their Twitters and their Discord announcements.
The live stream, we got to be able to do that in the live stream, where we do still go over some whitelists and live reactions. We love doing that live research, but it's not as fun or entertaining on the
viewership side. Yeah, that didn't work. I don't know. I feel like we can experiment now. We've been doing this long enough where it's like we've tried a bunch of different things, and if we don't like it at this point, we'll just we'll keep adjusting, doing what we want to do. And we just appreciate everybody showing up. Like I said, I think it's nights like Monday where we can appreciate, what we do, and others find that appreciation, or they feel kind of the same way, and it kind of reaffirms why we're still here and doing what we do.
Absolutely. Just like every time the community shows up like that, even if it's just like one viewer, just the interaction that we have with anybody in the chat is always a good time. We always just enjoy that. It makes us keep going and gives us the energy to keep going and keep talking about what we're talking about.
It is an interesting thing. Like, you know, as much as we love to just be in the background for you, you know, to be just something you kind of have on while you're doing stuff, that's exactly what I, you know, kind of myself think this content is best for. Having like one person that's, you know, having just one viewer that's active in chat compared to like having 10 viewers and no one in chat, I'd still rather have the one, just because
100%.
having chat and stuff like that on the live nights is what makes it a lot of fun.
Yeah. And it's fun because we get to know you guys, whether we know you or not. But that, like,
You get
we
to
know
call
that
us out.
personality. Yeah,
Crack
we get
jokes,
to have fun.
You know, it's great.
It was fun. You know what was really cool that I saw last night? I was over in the Old Money server, and I get tagged. I was tweeting about something. Actually, Old Money posted a short. I think I posted it over on our Discord about the excrement, on how you're going to be able to burn your assets and things like that, and you'll earn their XKR token. And then a guy named Part-Time Chemist comments on it. He goes, I saw your video on Monday night and I actually just bought a bill. And I was like,
nice.
oh, that's and he goes, I actually follow you guys for Omens, for you know, Old Money, and I think there's one other one project, and they're like, all of them are doing well. And he goes, I really appreciate your insight. I was like, oh, that's cool. And then like after that, I just, you know, you text over there, say, everybody, we got somebody a brand new one. I was like, is this your first bill, the first time becoming an MFer? And he's like, yeah. I was like, alerted everybody, and then everybody was like, oh shit, like knighted him, and he got like welcomed into the community. And then today messaged us, I think, over in our Discord chat, and was just like, thank you, appreciate it. And it's like, if you can have an impact on somebody, I mean, we're not here to pump your bags. You know, we definitely get shit wrong. I mean, you can look at BBs and a bunch of other stuff we've checked out. But I think our genuine reaction when we're doing the podcast is we're not here to pump up whatever it is that we're invested in. We just like to talk about what we like. And it's if we happen to like things that are good, great. You know, that works out for us, like an Omen or something like that. But there's also a BB or a Space Otter or something else there behind there that may offset that. But it's cool when something like that.
I bought that stupid pyramid shit just to try to make a play, and they rugged.
See, I called you guys out. I called you guys out on that. I said that sounds like some BB shit right there.
I only bought one though. I bought one. It was a 5880 collection.
Is that the first time you bought something that actually like was like a real rug, TJ?
No,
like
well, in a long time, yeah, like since like 21, early 22.
I mean, like they rugged right away, right?
No, they didn't rug right away. It was definitely
they made you do puzzles. They made them do puzzles.
I didn't do shit. I didn't do anything. I literally just saw like them like selling, and I was like, oh, this might be the 400 thing. Let me get on it.
How I knew it was fucked up was that they were telling me that they were doing puzzles, and then every time they unlocked like the next stage of the puzzle, it asked them to mint something else. They would like do work, and then they'd spend money to go unlock something to spend more money. And it was just like
the one pyramid.
They just kept getting them. I was like, that's a pretty good loop. Did they give you a pizza?
You're giving credit to the scammers there, Tommy. I
mean, it worked, didn't it?
Nailed that one, yeah.
Hey, shout out to the scammers over there. You know, the people that hit it up. Hey, I'm ready for. I can't wait for bull market time when all the scammers hit us up. Just know that our fee minimum for scammers is 600 ADA. If you know, you know.
I mean, until you start dealing with me, we're gonna get you down to 50.
And Tom's a hustler, dude. He ain't hustling Tom right now.
Tom got the price down to 58. I don't know how the hell he did that.
We have a scammer. He says, I want 608. Tom's like, we'll do 50 at best.
Well, he said, I'll do a 58 and not a penny more.
Well, first I said I would send 200 ADA and he would have to send 400.
And then they're like, all right, send the 200. It's like, well, you got to send me the 200 first so I can send you the 400.
Yeah, I said I would give him 400 if he gave me 2. That's right. Then I said he has to give me the 2 first because I only have 200 ADA. So.
And the guy got so frustrated. He goes, you know what, guys, don't even worry about it.
You guys aren't taking me serious. And then I roped them back in. Wait, come back.
Baby, come back. You can blame it all on T.
Oh, man.
Good times, man. Outside of that, though, I hope One Shiny and Res enjoy that chat. We'll leave that for you guys. Outside of that, though, talking about Cardano news inside of there, maybe jumping into a little bit of DeFi stuff. I don't even know what I just said. I said multiple words. DeFi jumping. Close enough. But DexHunter, we kind of skipped over this a little bit, and we're big fans of DexHunter inside of space. They've kind of made their way into pretty much every integration you can think of, every DApp on Cardano. And they've been teasing this for a little bit about cross-chain swaps, but they tweeted this here a couple days ago that says it's almost time, and pretty soon you'll be able to connect your Cardano wallet, which through Vesper, one of your mobile wallets, whatever it may be, with Phantom, with Exodus, whatever it is, and swap cross-chain. So if you want Solana to hunt, if you want ETH to hunt, if you want meme coins where you want USDT to SNEC or ETH to friend right now, that can happen on their platform, whether it be MetaMask. It basically utilizes, there's not a direct bridge between the two, but they make it work in the background where if you have a MetaMask and a Vesper wallet or a Phantom wallet and a Flint wallet, something along those lines, where Cardano and another chain, you're going to be able to swap between the two in their app, which is DexHunter, which that's huge right there.
Yeah.
And
especially with working with MetaMask and Phantom, because those are both popular wallets on each of those blockchains.
That's
Phantom for Matic, and MetaMask, of course, for you can use
that's
Phantom too for Sol, but MetaMask is some ETH too, but users just
MetaMask does more. He does all kinds of different blockchains.
I know, but I'm saying is the majority of people that use MetaMask are ETH users.
Yeah. It was like the biggest one. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, I mean that's what I use for my ETH, 100%. Easiest one. It's just the default essentially.
It's just making ease of access for liquidity so much better. Because think about like stuff like OMEN, that your Oral Money or whatever other projects out there that want to go cross chain. Hey, how can I get ADA? Well, just go to Vesper or go to one of these Cardano wallets, go to DexHunter real quick, and you can swap between the two. And then you don't have to go to an exchange. You don't have to go through like Changelly or Simple Swap or any of these other things. You can do it right here. And DexHunter is just, they put out a few tweets here because I've seen a little bit of hate going against DexHunter recently. And just mainly a competitor. A competitor over there, and I know competition breeds innovation, and I mean everybody thinks their stuff's going to be better. I think it was Ada Markets, somebody from their team over there, that was basically tweeting like, what's Hunt do? They said they love what DexHunter does as far as like the usability of it, but what does the actual token itself do? Like what is the utility of it outside of some custom nodes that you can pay $9 plus a month for your own? Kind of hating on it a little bit. And they basically were like, all right, 2023, they launched in September of 23. So, we're talking here maybe 4 months into their roadmap or into them being a thing, and them being so partnered, so just involved inside of every single app that you use inside of Cardano currently. And they basically tweeted today, said 2023 was DexHunter's focus on market dominance. 2024 will be DexHunter's focus on market dominance, cross-chain dominance, and Hunt utility. And with that came a little bit of price action today. I think they tested a new all-time high too over here on the ADA chart, pushed close just almost to 0.69 ADA. And I think this is one of those ones where, like, for me, and I know for us and just in general, holding on to this token makes sense to me.
Yes.
And I don't know. I know a lot of people are like, well, what does it do? Anybody can have custom nodes. You can pay for your own custom nodes. Custom nodes is the only thing this can do. And for me, it's like, do you not understand that like marketing and partnerships are in relationships are what drive businesses and how businesses thrive? Like, yes, maybe right at the moment it doesn't, you just get that. But the fact that they're, working with everybody right now and making themselves the number one like thing to use, like, don't sleep on that. Like, that is way more utility at the moment, versus whatever speculation or like hype that you can build.
Even they're just, if you want to use it just as a simple Dex, just to swap things, just to even see their trends are great. You have what was it, a 1 hour, 3 hour, whatever, 12 hour, like the trends, you could see that all for free just to see exactly what's pumping right now. A lot of those other ones just have a very small amount that you could see for free, and the rest you had to pay for. And you could see active or global trades, they call it, which I love what they're doing. They're really just scaling crazy stats right now with whatever all they're doing.
My favorite part about DexHunter is that they are in tune with the community. Like, they are like active daily traders. Like, they know what the average person wants. Yeah, and my favorite part about this, there's so many good information. Like Tap Tools, absolutely huge shout out to them as well. Like, you know, everybody uses Tap Tools, and they know that, right? So what do? They work an integrator into there so that, hey, I want to buy Hunt and I'm on Tap Tools website. I don't got to leave Tap Tools. I can just go ahead and swap within Tap Tools myself, but it's powered through our DexHunter, you know, our aggregator. Same thing here, where I'm like, you know what? I'm looking at the charts. Everything looks kind of interesting, right? Well, I can click this little order book right here, and I can see the buy and sell walls on limit orders right now. They introduced limit orders to Cardano, which wasn't a thing for some reason, or you couldn't set an actual limit order until until they popped in. Like,
I actually set one the other day.
Why are limit orders important though? I don't get, why would you need that?
Well, Tom, thanks you for that setup right there.
What is a limit order?
It's to mitigate your risk over there, so that if you guys go to sleep one night and a project absolutely dumps or pumps, you guys can protect yourselves. Say you're like, you know what, I bought this token for 0.6 ADA, and overnight it loses half its value. Well, I can go to sleep comfortably knowing that if it goes 10% below whatever the current price is, I can set a limit order to sell, because then I don't have to worry about it. It'll sell once it hits that. Or if it pumps, same kind of thing. Hey guys, you know what? I'm more comfortable paying up to 0.73. And if it goes higher than that, or I think it's going to go higher than that, it's my top price I'm going to buy right now. I don't got to worry about it. You know, it's really nice though. They've introduced trading features that are common on other blockchains, but things that weren't necessarily working yet on Cardano. And one of my favorite parts is just the ease of use and the UI UX. Like it's simple, it's easy to use, it makes it nothing too complicated, and it feels like the people's app, in my opinion.
I agree.
And the fact they integrate with all these different dApps like Vesper and Tap Tools and so many more, JPEG Store,
cross-chain in general apps that they're working with, just bringing people over to Cardano easily. It's not a headache for people to come over here and to get Cardano, or even to get just NFTs in general. They're making it as easy as possible for them to do this.
Anything you do, top marketplaces, you want to go ahead and buy some token for your favorite NFT, powered by DexHunter. They are visibly getting in your face so that you know their name. And if they can do that properly and you know who they are, you're going to be more inclined to want to support what they do. So the fact when they announced that, hey guys, we're going to be doing something, or owning, you know, the Hunt token gets you this. Same thing for Tappies, right? Nobody really cared too much for those little penguins, the artwork or anything for those penguins, but people love Tap Tools, right? And so much so that when they said, if you hold 5 of these things, you get lifetime access to our pro features, people were like, I'm gonna buy the shit up out of these things. The things are, and to this day, 1100 ADA floor, and we're still, you know, now only a few months away before those expiration periods on some of those, and people are still buying them, you know. So if you have a good product, you know, people are willing to pay for that kind of stuff. So I think Hunt, if you guys are interested in a token or looking for something in the Cardano DeFi world, I still think you're early enough, because if you look at the actual like market cap, and it's NFAFA over there, right? We're not telling you to go buy this shit, but if you're looking for something, your market cap is only $30 million right now. SNEC is pumped up to over $150 million in market cap on Cardano. And there's many others, which one we'll mention here in a sec, that went live this week, that has already been over a $250 million market cap, right? You want an 8X over that? Like, I'm just saying, look for the opportunity. We talked to Viva way back when. Find out how much of these tokens you can own, and does it, you know, how far you can stretch that ADA. What makes the most sense?
Keep building it, yeah, for sure. Or have value down the line where you're going to need it. Do hopefully get to that there. Hopefully, I'm a big fan of them, and I just like that they're making it easy to trade over here. Like when you get all these new people on the NFT scene, especially when like something like an OMEN comes out, and people from Crosschain are like, "Damn, I like that artwork. How do I get that?" And it's not like some complicated ass process to be like, fuck, I gotta jump through how many hoops.
That's the thing, they're making it as easy as possible for people to come over here from other chains.
Yeah,
you're doing a great job with that.
Right, it's like, hey, download the Vesper wallet, go to the app inside, you know, the website inside of that, and click buy, and it works. And it's like, okay, that's easy enough. That's just like my other wallets.
Yep.
And then also when you get that kind of those tools and integration, there's people I'm sure that are, they take this stuff extremely serious. They've made a lot of money doing it. They expect, that much kind of that level of tools, that level of getting in. Okay, where do I go to see everything that I need to see to be effective with what I have done on other blockchains? This is what I've seen and have on ETH or whatever it may be. They're going to have that kind of expectation and that they're delivering on that quality.
100%. Yeah. And like I said, well, that's why people think your blockchain's a joke. Well, it's like, why do they think that? Because, you don't have the basics that are just common on other chains right now. And when they see stuff like this, that's where it starts to put us in the realm of like a real conversation where we don't just get dunked on all the time for being that like stupid little blockchain.
Absolutely.
Interesting one over here, because in a pivot we talked about things that people want to use or being like the top the top tools that people expect to use right now. AXO trade has officially, it's out there, it's gone live.
You didn't know that?
I did not.
I tried to. I woke up early. I even texted you guys, which I think you both were sleeping.
You did. I never saw that. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So I woke up and then it got postponed for an hour.
I woke up
for 2 hours.
Yeah. So,
I'm sorry. Say it again. How far ahead did it finally get postponed to? 2 hours ahead of 8 a.m. our time.
9 a.m. So originally supposed to be 6. So I woke up and then as the time went to 0, it reset another hour. And they sent out a tweet like, "Oh, by the way, sorry, there's a slight delay. It's going to be at 1400 GMT, whatever it was." I was like, "Son of a bitch!" So then I went to check and then I read like Tommy and a couple people in the chat talking saying they're not doing it. I was like, if they're all not doing it, I'm not going to do it. It was a good call not doing it, honestly.
Well,
me personally.
So if you've been, like I said, living under a rock and not been paying attention to Cardano at all, this has been one of the most hyped up dexes or launches, and since I've seen maybe more than Sunday Swap, when Sunday Swap had come out a couple of years ago. And reason being is that it was changing the game to be like, bring the professional trading tools that Cardano lacked compared to other dexes and other just DeFi out there. And they were bringing a tool that people want to use, and that over here on Cardano we hadn't seen anything like this yet when it came to different strategies, algorithms, different trading features that are common, like you said, in other blockchains, but maybe more advanced. Well, they are here now, right? And they had this liquidity seed event that's currently going on right now. It started on the 9th. It goes up until I think for 5-6 days, something like that, up until whatever it is, until the 16th. And the 16th is when everything goes live. But right now,
it's supposed to run a week.
Yeah, so right now you can currently trade ADA and popular Cardano native tokens over there for AXO over the next 5 days. So there's a day kind of like lag right there, right? And it says 100% of the funds will be used to populate AXO's virtual order book, providing a better trading experience for all. Essentially, they're an order book DEX, right? And the way this is going to work is that when you're providing all this ADA and all these different Cardano native tokens, it allows their DEX to have that liquidity to be able for people to trade, right? The other part to that is that people who staked into their stake pools and had the claims get like a vested schedule too. So not that, when people go out there, I think it's 20% or something like that, we said that they'll be able to like withdraw when the protocol goes live.
100%,
yeah. So you're not going to get automatically dumped on. Although I've seen crazy whales inside the space talk about AXO, including good old Monad Alexander himself, who has not been a fan of Cardano recently at all, but is a fan of this, which is kind of make me a little skeptical, to be honest with you. But to be honest with you, a lot of people, and this is just the NFT degens and just other people inside the space, you can tell there's a lot of people that have no clue how any of this stuff works, or including the liquidity seed event, and myself included. I was a little kind of confused when I first read it. I was like, okay, how do I buy? I'm on the trade page right now. My pro selection's on, so I took the pro selection off. You can set limit orders. The market and dollar cost average are not available at the moment in this seed event. The only thing you can do is you can sign into this thing, right? And you can swap your ADA for AXO at the moment, or you can swap your ADA for whatever Cardano native token that you have, right? And then you place a limit order. And a lot of people didn't even know what a limit order was, right? A lot of them were just
What's that limit order again?
Yeah, I didn't know until you just told us, actually.
That limit, basically,
I don't have any ADA left.
Well, this is the price discovery model. So if I was like, you know what, I'm going to put 50,000 ADA in here, right? Because I got 50,000 ADA.
I'm just kidding. Don't explain it again.
Yeah.
And
no, it helps with the visual,
but I mean,
actually, though, to get the idea for them, because like that is something I've seen in a lot of threads where people are like, people need to know how to do this. You shouldn't be trading in some of these spaces if you're not quite sure of this. You definitely need to do your own research because of this reason that Tommy's going to keep explaining. But yeah, it's necessary.
Well, yeah, there's apparently somebody needs this lesson who owns 50,000 ADA, because someone put 50,000 ADA into a limit order expecting to get one AXO. They thought, I don't know if they thought, you know what, guys, AXO is going to be worth 50,000 ADA at one point. I'm going to put 50,000 in, and when it hits that, it's going to be, you know, I think it's going to be worth that. I don't know what their thought process was. Well, when that limit order kicked in, right, at first, when that person was like, oh shit, I've got 50,000 ADA, I signed a transaction. Like, I had to sign this for this to go through. I had to connect my wallet and actually sign a transaction.
You want to go to sleep. You don't want to sit here and wait for it.
No, I just want
so you got to
50,000 ADA per AXO.
Yeah.
I just want, you know, I just want to wait. Well, they signed that transaction and it executed because that price, you know, for that ridiculous amount of price. And what did they get? Well, they spent 50,000 ADA, and what did they get? One AXO. Exactly what that limit order said. And everybody else was like, okay, we're gonna pay maybe 10 ADA for one of these AXOs. But hey, whatever you think it would be, you know, you've got ADA to burn, why not? But no, it was an expensive lesson to learn. There's others inside the space.
First of all, if someone's willing to invest that much for them, I'm thinking they have the money to lose. They can spend that much on a transaction.
You never know. That's what you always think, but it's people that like put their last dollar in that end up getting scammed because they, you know, are just running on hype, and they're dumb enough. Like, who would put that much money in for something, you know, like this? That sounds crazy.
Who would invest that much that doesn't understand what it is that they're doing?
That's my point too, though.
Yeah.
You know, like,
if you can afford to spend 50,000 ADA, you can probably afford to lose it without like realizing what you're doing.
Right. And when that thing, and especially on a seed event like this, where the whole thing is price discovery, right? Like, if this thing had launched already like a week from now, and you had put a limit order to buy an AXO at 50,000 ADA, it would never execute because that price is never going to go there. But when they're finding out price discovery, and you're one of the first ones to go in, and you put something ridiculous like that, of course that thing's going to execute because everybody, okay, you got 50,000 ADA. That's the highest bid. Somebody's willing to pay for it. That's pretty much what this game was. Is like the price is right a little bit, right?
Who
like
fulfilled that order. Like, I'll give AXO right now.
I would quit.
Well, what it did is it funded the protocol. It didn't fund the team or anybody like that. It funded the protocol. And okay, now there's liquidity ADA here. Now there's 50,000 ADA's worth of stuff to be able to trade on our platform now, right? So if somebody like wants to, you know, take out 50,000 ADA worth of stuff here, there's ADA in our protocol now.
What if it was planned?
It could be. I mean, there could be like
talking about it.
I'm not. I wouldn't be surprised.
Just chilling in there for just one AXO. Let me buy some AXO. Then I want a piece of that.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised with the stuff that goes on inside of space these days. But yeah, no. Basically, what you had to do if you are participating in this, and this is where like the FOMO makes no sense for people to do, is you had to guess the price of what, or put a price where you're comfortable buying it. So there was people that were putting in at 0.5 ADA. There was people putting in at 50,000 ADA, right? Like there was a huge range, and eventually it finds a common ground of what people are willing to pay for this. And so right now it's varied. I think the first day was somewhere around like roughly 10 ADA per AXO. I think currently on this Wednesday it's at 15 at the moment right now worth of AXO, and there's only like 525,000 AXO, I want to say something like that, available in this LSE event before it goes live. So the pool info itself, and I got to go look at the tokenomics. I'll be honest, I haven't really looked at it, but I'll trust Tap Tools for now. That there's 42 million of these tokens in circulation, or will be 42 million of these in circulation. And at the moment that you have a diluted market cap of 262 million US dollars right now, which is putting AXO at roughly $8 and $8.6. Let's see the jumps that are coming up and down with this. It's crazy how volatile this is right now. So for me, I think sitting on the sidelines is smart, because you can get wrecked. And I think a lot of people that know what they're doing over there can easily manipulate this to get people to just put their money in and just wreck them, you know?
Yeah.
And if a project is worth, worth what it is, or worth the hype that it is, there's always a buying opportunity for this. You may not get it in at the very early stages, but you'll get in close enough where it's not like I supply shocked, I'm out of it, I shouldn't go into it anymore. You can be patient enough. Yeah, I think for this.
I think it's gonna dump a little bit though when it first comes out.
I think once it goes public, I think there will be. I mean, personally, I think it will go. I mean, think about the market cap on this right now: $262 million. What other market caps outside of the AGIX is up there like that? $369 million. It would put it at the #2 market cap out of all Cardano native tokens right now, above SNEC and in between AGIX. We're off the rip.
Yeah.
Right now, if it was to stay at that. So I don't know once those other tokens go into circulation, because like you said, all their 20% of those vested tokens are going to become available for people to go ahead and claim once the actual protocol goes live. Right. So I would imagine if you invested early on, or you staked a bunch and you were able to claim a lot, you may want to take profits on that. Right. And
I think even the early investors are literally bought it at a fraction. I think I was reading an article.
Well, they bought it. I want to say it was like 0.7 or 7 ADA per AXO.
I don't remember what it was specifically, but it was such.
I want to say it was to 7-ish, something like that. Yeah, I want to say it was close to like 7-ish ADA per AXO. So at the current moment, this is USD. So the ADA, so 10 right now, ADA per AXO. So right now you're up, what, that 30%, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Just even right now.
Early. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. So imagine if you have a bunch of that. I can imagine people are going to go, I'm going to take some profits. We'll see what happens.
What if you bought a 50,000 ADA?
You got one AXO. Congrats to you, man. The other part to this, which I know we didn't talk too much about, and I don't want to get into it because I don't know too much about it, was that people are having problems withdrawing their ADA from there on limit orders. They're like stuck or something like that. And the protocol is having some issues, which again, it's the part of like kind of sitting out on the sidelines from being early, right? They're like, I don't know if I want to go ahead and like participate in that, because who knows what could go wrong. And the same thing is happening right now where they've got stuck orders. They had to issue a statement finally because people were complaining so much that they said their funds are safe, straightforward, and they give you like a workaround fix to actually get your stuff, because there was people who ADA was locked. They couldn't do anything with it. They could not withdraw it from the limit orders right now. So like, it's one thing if I put 50 ADA and just see what happens, but like, hey, I put 50,000 ADA in for a crazy buy, and now I can't withdraw it or can't do anything with it. And imagine the price does what it does, right? In that time frame when it's locked away. Yeah. So of course people are going ahead and freaking about it. But the fact that they had to put out an update about it is big. They had these limit NFTs or something like that. I was seeing people like inside their like pool PM. I don't know what it is.
I would be very scared. It's
So
not like really a 1-800. You can't just call Bank of America. You know what I mean?
yeah, there's like, hey guys, hold on. This is the Bank of America update, right? Like, here you go. Here's a fix right now for that. And it just shows like how early we are and why crypto is such a crazy little world that we live in, because nobody's regulating any of this stuff. You guys are just speculating that this token, that this hyped up protocol is going to be the savior, or maybe the next best thing. And maybe it is. I know it's something that you definitely need to keep an eye on.
You do, but I think if people's initial thoughts were looking at it as like a way to make money or to flip, right? I don't think they were really looking at the use case.
They're treating it as a meme coin.
Exactly, that's my point. They're looking at it as a meme coin. They want it to moon so they can take their profits, and they're not looking at it for its actual use case of what they have planned as a project.
Oh, they don't plan to hold it more than a week or two. They're like, hey, I'm done after it, or after it launched, I'm done. I'm traded. They want the next best flip. Whereas a lot of people are like, hey, I got in when it first launched. A year from now, what's it going to be like? There's two different mindsets for it. And maybe that's the play. And that's the degen mindset. And I saw a lot of people in the Discord roasting people because they're like, these idiot, NFT, apes over here are just coming in here. They have no idea how any of this stuff works. Why don't they just read this white paper? They would understand what a limit order is. And they just roast them. And to a degree, they're absolutely right. People don't read. They don't take the time to understand what they're doing. They just throw money at stuff and hope it makes them more money than what they put in.
They listen to idiots like us and then think that they actually got like advice from experts or something, and then they get pissed and they lose all their money.
That's what we call NFAFA.
Yeah, that's what I mean. They don't listen to NFAFA. They hear us say it, but it's like Denzel Washington says in Training Day. They're hearing us, but they ain't listening.
There you go.
NFAFA, they don't know what the fuck it means. They're just like, NFAFA, what do you mean? I just put all my money into AXO.
Bro, you could just send us 600.
Why did you just voice change?
I didn't mean to, TJ.
Oh. I was gonna go with the classic
NFAFA
voice over there.
NFAFA.
Air quotations over there. But guys, yeah, I think it's time to let's go wrap it up on the back end. Let's wrap it up on the back end.
Wrap it up on the back end.
That's it's 11:11, guys. Make a wish.